Hey everyone, Alex Wilson here, and in this weekly chat, we go Raptors go, NBA champions 2019, and we say, pro athletes, stop renting and start buying. It's good for your financial future and your generational wealth. Talk to you soon. Hey everyone, welcome to today's weekly chat. It is the day after the Raptors win the NBA championship. So, in regards to that, Kyle, what should we talk about today?
I think we should talk about sports teams and the players.
Yes. So in honor of this, and we're going to talk about pro athletes and them buying properties in Toronto, and it kind of flows into, you hear the rumors about Kawhi buying a house in Toronto.
You might be getting one free
He
though.
might get getting one free, but what it actually is a lot of pro athletes don't own properties when they come to Toronto. They actually rent properties out, and really it does not make financial sense for them to do this. They should be buying these properties and putting it part of their investment asset. So it's a way for them to set up for retirement or set up for themselves after their career finishes. So I'll give you an example. We had one property where we had a famous baseball player, and he would pay $10,000 a month to use this unit for 7 months per year. So that's an expensive, a straight up expense of $70,000 per year that he would pay just for rent for this property to live here during the baseball season. His remuneration, his salary, was in the tens of millions of dollars per year. So he could easily took some of that money and purchased a property. And that specific property that he stayed in, he could have bought it for $2 million. And the carrying cost with a simple 20% down was less than $10,000 per month. So he could have had that property, stayed in it, had a place where he can come back to Toronto whenever he needed to. So he didn't need hotels or anything, just a nice home base, and he'd always have that property. And if he got traded down the road, or if he signed a new contract somewhere else, which he ultimately ended up doing, he would still have this investment asset in the city of Toronto, which then he could rent out to another pro athlete, and that person could pay $10,000 a month, and that's with 20% down. They could have put 50% down. They could have paid it all in cash and not cut the mortgage was. But it's just financially prudent for them to be buying properties in Toronto instead of paying this enormous rent. Kyle, what do you think?
I think especially for pro athletes as well, there's a cachet or name recognition for them too. So it's probably a selling feature if they do need to sell their unit in the future as well. It's definitely a positive
Yeah.
for them that other people might not even have.
Yeah, and from my knowledge base, it's actually more American players that don't end up buying in Toronto. The European players on the NBA, I know they purchased property. I know Sam Mitchell had a property that he had purchased when he was here. Jose Calderon had a property that he had purchased when he was here. Jose Calderon actually bought Sam Mitchell's unit, and it was a complete coincidence. They didn't even know at that time. Andrea Bargnani, he had purchased a property here, and a lot of the Europeans do buy properties, but it's the Americans that haven't been buying properties and just keep on paying this enormous rent whenever they come to the city. Now, as investors, okay, come stay in my unit. We'll furnish it up. You can pay my exorbitant rent, and I'll profit handsomely for that. But you should be, or they should be, buying these properties and adding to their investment portfolio. There is a finite time that a pro athlete is in their earning years. We have the ability to work as long as we want to work. A pro athlete, one injury away, which we saw in these playoffs, the Kevin Durant, Klay Thompson, serious injuries where they're not even going to be able to play next year, and both of them, well, Kevin Durant has an option year, but Klay Thompson is a free agent. You may not get that next contract, so this investment asset becomes part of your portfolio and allows you to build long-term growth, long-term wealth by owning real estate that you can rent out in a major metropolitan center, where it makes financial sense. Some cities may not make financial sense for you to buy it. So I know, for example, in Green Bay, where they have the football team, those properties tend to sit and don't go up in value. This is a major metropolitan center where we do have the long-term growth prospects in the city. So it just becomes part of the portfolio, and they rent it out, and the numbers make sense, and they'll go up in value. So if we look at that $2 million property at an annual 5% growth per year, that person's earning another $100,000 the next year, and then as time goes on, 5% year, compounded annual growth. So the next year, 2,100, 5% on that, and that will continue going up. And then over 30 years or 20 years, they have this property. Remember, these athletes, we both turned 38 this year. They're younger than us. They're younger than us. Kyle Lowry's old. He's 33. Old for an athlete. What I mean, like he's getting into past his prime years. So you want to invest in these assets. If you look at this 13 years that he's been playing NBA wise, just imagine if he invested that money in a property when he first moved to a city and had that growth of that real estate asset and kept it as part of his portfolio. But instead you have people that are renting and not getting that growth and not investing that money in their market. So and what it is, it's not a negative. They're so focused on playing basketball. Mm-hmm. So you're focused on playing basketball. They're investing in themselves as athletes wise. Really, the handlers, the business managers for them, they're relying on those individuals to make those investment decisions for them. So they really should be guiding them. If they're coming to Toronto, just buy a piece of real estate, live in it. This is just smart, prudent planning. Maybe the team should do it. MLSE, call me. I will present to all your athletes and tell them why they shouldn't rent and educate them why. In the long-term growth-wise, it makes financial sense for them to own, even if you're going to trade them, even if you're not going to give them an extended contract. They still have this asset, which will help hedge any loss of income in the future-wise if they don't get that next contract. If they get injured, well, let's go baseball-wise. You look at Josh Donaldson, Jose Bautista, who are expecting big paydays, and those paydays didn't materialize. They did get paid, but they didn't get paid as much or that big contract that they were expecting. Donaldson due to injuries, Jose Bautista due to just declining performance-wise. So if they would have owned assets, it helps hedge part of that loss of income-wise and part of their long-term growth strategies, and gives them a place that they can live in during that time. And really, it's just what we preach every day.
Yeah, it really applies to everyone, right?
Yeah. And we just like pro athletes, stop renting, start buying and holding these assets and adding it to your portfolio. I think it's really all I need to go into it. So pro athletes, MLSE, alexjwilson.com. Give me a call. Give Remax Wealth Builders a call. Oh, I didn't even introduce you today.
Everyone knows who I am.
Yeah, Alex Wilson. Team lead, alexjwilson.com. Kyle Dovigi, Director of Operations for Remax Wealth Builders Real Estate. Go Raptors, go. First time NBA championship. Leaves the United States and it is in Canada. So, again, MLSE, professional athletes, business managers, call us. We will get you set on the right path. Find you that right property so you can build generational wealth with that wealth you're earning and helping to grow that exponentially for yourself, for your families, and for your future generations. Okay, guys. Talk soon. Bye-bye.